He gotta play this tough role. You know what I mean?
I heard you say that. You said you're playing tough up there.
Yeah. That's all he doing. He just playing tough.
You're preparing. I think the rematch with Roach versus Gervonta can actually be more exciting than the first one. In my opinion, I've said this many times.
Quoted saying that it doesn't matter how much money a man has, he can still be jealous. Like, why Floyd would be jealous of Gervonta Davis?
During the press conference when Floyd Mayweather seemed to back Lamont Roach, Gervonta Davis exploded. Davis claimed that even while they were working together under the same advertising umbrella, Floyd was always performing tricks like this. He said that Floyd's actions were nothing new, and that they were a reflection of underlying problems that had existed between the two boxing icons for years. He expressed irritation over Mayweather's recurring practice of supporting others while disparaging him.
Floyd outdoing him. He always been like that. I gotta focus on what I'm focusing on. He already did what he had to do.
In the past, Floyd Mayweather notoriously arranged an exhibition event to take place at a news conference for Gervonta Davis. This move seemed to be a planned attempt to discredit Davis and get media attention again. Davis responded by openly accusing Mayweather of being envious, implying that Floyd constantly put his own fame ahead of helping his protege. Deeper tensions were highlighted by the altercation during the press briefing. At a career turning point, Davis felt undermined, and boxing fans witnessed the resurgence of old rivalry dynamics.
Floyd, I want to switch gears real quick, man. Gervonta said, "I'm not signed to a single soul." So is Tank now a free agent, or is he still signed with Mayweather Promotions?
Well, this is the Mayweather Deji press conference. So I'm here to talk about Dubai. I'm here to talk about entertaining the people, having fun, and I'm not here to talk disrespectful or bad about any fighter. They say America is the land of the free. So we live, we love, and we keep striving each and every day. That's what life is about.
Floyd once helped and coached Frank Martin, putting him in a lose-lose scenario by revealing John's tactics before he and Gervonta Davis were scheduled to fight. Frank Martin talked about how his early, rigorous workouts with Floyd Mayweather gave him a great deal of confidence. Under Mayweather's guidance, Martin took in top-tier counsel and rekindled his will to take on great opponents. When Floyd felt it was appropriate, these endorsements portrayed him as a supporting figure.
I remember you talking about doing the pad work with Floyd, and he said you got the speed and the power to be a world champ. What did that do for your confidence? You can hear that from anybody, but Floyd is Floyd.
It was just motivation, because at that time too, man, I ain't had that IQ that I got now. So at that point, I was just really going off natural athleticism. So for him to tell me at that time, getting deeper in my bag, trying to understand the game.
It's not like basketball where you got to depend on people. It's not like football. Like, the work that you put in reflects directly with your results. People don't even know the amount of hours that y'all put into this.
We ain't got no backup. We got a bad day, whatever. We ain't got nobody to come through for us.
Davis was annoyed by Mayweather's reluctance to accept other people's accomplishments, seeing it as an expression of Floyd's vanity. He thinks Mayweather's hesitation to support a rematch between Davis and Lamont Roach was motivated by this mindset. Floyd Davis contended that he put more importance on preserving his personal notoriety than fostering Davis's professional growth. According to Davis, this kind of thinking hampered his chances and showed a lack of interest in their once close camp.
So I don't want Tank to necessarily leave Mayweather. I think he's in this position because of everything that Mayweather and Leonard Ellerbe have done for him. So I do want him to do what he is saying. Take control of your career. Say that you want Shakur and actually fight Shakur. Say that you want Devin and actually fight Devin. Fight these guys. Don't keep making new names. Like, you gave Barrios a chance. You gave Isaac a chance. Gamboa, those aren't the fights that we...
Davis said that any time Davis started to exert authority during sparring sessions with Devin Haney, Floyd would constantly intervene. These pauses happened as Davis was starting to take the upper hand, which made him think Mayweather was favoring Haney. Davis was irritated by these interventions because he thought that he was missing out on important educational opportunities. These incidents confirmed to Davis that his perception of Mayweather's coaching was influenced more by allegiance to other boxers than by the growth of his own protege.
Floyd outdoing him. He always been like that. You know what I mean? So I gotta focus on what I'm focused on. He already did what he had to do, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Me, if I did what I like what he did in the sport, I ain't gonna lie, I'd be the same way. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't follow him for like stand to himself and things like that. You know what I mean? But it's also a part of me type thing, like come back and help too. You know what I mean? So it's much love to the whole Mayweather Promotion. You know what I mean? Ain't no bad blood type shit. And a lot of people think like when I be tweeting on Instagram, I be mad. I just be
Standing hostility between Davis and Mayweather is confirmed by those familiar with the matter. They have clashed over training methods and fighter selection, with Mayweather allegedly criticizing Davis's decisions even when his reputation and financial gain were at stake. However, onlookers have been pleased by Davis's disciplined training and newfound concentration before his upcoming battle. Floyd seems surprised too. Davis is well aware of how serious the situation is. His reputation might be irreparably damaged by another.
The Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach rematch is being targeted for June 21st in Las Vegas. Now, it's good that they're running it back without wasting any time because Roach absolutely deserves a rematch. I mean, I thought he outboxed Tank the last time around. He came up a division as a gigantic 10-1 underdog, and he was the one on the front foot, landing his jab, the body shots, the combinations, throwing a lot more volume. I had it 7-5 Roach, and the no knockdown in round 9 was the reason it was a draw. If that knockdown was scored, that would have been a decision for Roach. But with all that being said, I do like Tank a lot more in the rematch. I thought he fought way too much on the back foot in the first fight, especially the first few rounds. He would land 1 or 2 punches per round, but as he started becoming the aggressor in the later rounds, he kept landing a lot more left hands and body shots. So Tank just needs to make this a dogfight, get into more exchanges, and that's where he'll land a lot more punches on Roach. When he's sitting on the back foot waiting for a counter, that's where Roach is comfortable and winning most of the rounds. So if Tank can fight the same way he did against Ryan Garcia, rounds 3 to 7, against Mario Barrios in the later rounds, or Frank Martin rounds 4 to 8, if he's the one on the front foot, then I do think he'll stop Roach in the rematch.
There is significant public interest in a rematch between Roach and Davis. Analysts highlight the outstanding difficulties from the first battle. Due to controversial stoppages, tactical confusion, and ambiguity in judgment, a definitive follow-up is crucial. With its international platform and high-stakes environment, Vegas has become the most likely location. According to observers, this rematch has the potential to redefine both sportsmen rather than just pay a bet. For Roach, it provides confirmation of his rise to the status of a top contender. For Davis, it provides atonement.
Lamont Roach throwing his hands fast as hell. He's in the gym preparing. I think the rematch with Roach versus Gervonta can actually be more exciting than the first one. In my opinion, I've said this many times, the actual fight itself wasn't that crazy. The crazy thing is what you've never seen before, the knee. But as far as a boxing match, it was, if you look at the copy box, they didn't throw a lot of punches. It wasn't like, it wasn't really a great fight. But as far as the fight itself, the second one can't, because I think Tank is coming for blood. He's not going to pull his punches at all. I don't think he really did the first time, but I'm not sure how well he prepared or how mentally focused he was. I think you're going to get the very best Tank in a rematch, and you may just get an even better Lamont Roach, since Lamont Roach don't have to speculate if he's good enough. He fought Tank. He has more confidence now than he did before, and he felt that he was robbed. So he's going to be on one. I think the rematch is going to be far more.
When disputes over Davis's career path became public knowledge, his departure from Mayweather Promotions sparked uproar. Floyd wanted a well-planned course for his growth, while Davis wanted to be in charge of his own battles. This altercation exposed deeper conflicts between independence and allegiance. Davis had to balance the freedom and the risk of choosing autonomy. The well-publicized resignation illustrated the precarious equilibrium between management and mentoring in professional boxing.
He said, I'm not signed to a single soul. So is Tank now a free agent, or is he still signed with Mayweather Promotions?
Well, this is the Mayweather Deji press conference. So I'm here to talk about Dubai. I'm here to talk about entertaining the people, having fun, and I'm not here to talk disrespectful or bad about any fighter. You know, they say America is the land of the free. You know, so we live, we love, and we keep striving each and every day. That's what life is about.
Jeff Mayweather, Floyd's father, made frank remarks about the aftermath of the Davis-Roach fight. Despite being taken aback by the choice, he maintained that it wasn't a heist and continued to admire Davis. However, Jeff acknowledged that Davis's air of invincibility could have been damaged by Lamont Roach's performance. Davis is now considered beatable by other boxers. His viewpoint emphasizes how even well-known fans are struggling with the evolving power dynamics in boxing.
Jeff Mayweather here at the Mayweather Boxing Club. How are you doing, sir?
Okay.
You don't look okay.
No. Well, I am.
All right. Well, we got this potential rematch everybody wants to see. Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. First of all, are you surprised that everybody's wanting to see a rematch between these two? Because no one expected it to be a close fight in the first place.
That much is true. And me, myself, I mean, I'm a big Tank fan. And I was shocked. I was shocked at the outcome of the fight.
Who did you have winning the fight?
I had Roach winning the fight.
Yeah. Do you consider it robbery, or do you lean Roach and are cool with the draw?
I wouldn't say it was a robbery. I mean, the fight was close. But if I was a judge, I would have gave Roach the fight.
All right. Well, talking about this rematch, what do you? I mean, so the one thing Tank always had for him, everyone, he had that kind of almost like Mike Tyson-esque, right? The air of invincibility, the knockout power. People were scared of him, that kind of thing. Do you think what Roach did to him, moving up in weight, and not being a big puncher himself, but able to withstand Tank, that kind of his air of invincibility has maybe been slightly diminished?
I won't say it's been diminished, but I do think that more people, more fighters that probably were afraid of him are not going to be afraid of him anymore.
And do you think that's almost something that can play in Tank's hand, right? Maybe we had an off day, everybody has an off day, and take them.
Yeah, everybody can have off night, but I think the one thing that is the most important thing that nobody's talking about is the fact that they did fight each other when they were young, growing up, when they were kids.
Steve Willis has come under fire from Roach's camp for making crucial calls during the opening bout. They contend that Willis influenced the fight's story by failing to score crucial points in Roach's favor. They contend that the result was influenced by officiating errors rather than just in-ring performances. The validity of the outcome is called into question by this ongoing argument, which also heightens the urgency of calls for a definitive rematch.
Obviously the part with the grease in the eye, that took on a life of its own. You know what I'm saying? That was a headline in the fight. One is, what did you think when he said that initially, just like the grease in the eye? But two is like, when you was in the fight, was there any point that you saw that? Like, did you see like him kind of messing with his eye, or did you have any indication that that was something that was bothering him?
No, see, and that's the thing. If you look at the whole fight, he was never bothering his eyes before
you jabbed him.
Before I jabbed him. Even that right hand that, like, that kind of landed, he kind of rolled with it. But after that, you could see him wipe his eye. And then, right after I hit him with the jab, you could see him wipe his other eye. So it's like it was corresponding to which hand that I punched him with and exactly which eye. So it's like crazy for him to say it's grease in my eye. And I think even when he say that, you could see me, because I'm right beside him, you could see me like, nigga, what you talking about? So
right,
but you say you don't think he willing though.
Whatever. See, but who cares? Like,
Sweat gonna get in your eye, blood gonna get in your eye.
Yeah, it don't matter.
Spit fucking around and get in your eye. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like you can be like, all right, time out, ref. Hold on,
Take no
ref.
time out.
You can't do that.
Right. Would you be cool with Steve Willis doing the next fight?
Hell no.
He can't do the next fight.
No, he can't do the next fight.
Right.
No.
Pops, it's a no?
Hell no.
Yeah, fuck that nigga.
Yeah.
You know how many
Coach Ben on him, man. He lucky he ain't running Coach Ben after that fight.
But look how many times he fucked the fight up though. Right. The knee, him going to the corner to get assistance, like who knows? Not saying that they did any cheating shit or nothing like that. But like he wiped his face with a towel. You can't do that.
Right.
You can't do none of that.
Right.
That's a disqualification. You turned your back on the ref after you took a knee. Usually the ref gonna be like, all right, he don't want to fight no more. Fight.